Welcome to Union News, your guide to what's happening in the UK trade union and labour movement. Reporting is by Pat Harrington and original music is from Tim Bragg.
Are you shocked by the NHS crisis? You won't believe what nurses are enduring just to keep going. NHS staff at Guy's and St Thomas's hospitals in South London are rising up against what they see as unfair working conditions. On Tuesday, day surgery nurses walked out in protest against extending their shifts from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. They argue this move exacerbates the crisis without solving staffing and workload issues. Supported by the Unite Union, nurses demonstrated outside the Department of Health and Social Care, demanding a reversal of the extended hours. They criticised the NHS Trust for pushing more work onto already overstretched staff, impacting their family lives and personal safety. Despite these protests, hospital management has yet to agree to the demands. This ongoing industrial action highlights a broader issue: systemic underfunding and overwork in the NHS. As nurses continue to push back, there's a growing call for substantial changes from both management and the government. As the NHS nurses continue their fight for fair working conditions, another battle for justice rages on. The final report from the Grenfell inquiry released this week has sparked deep frustration and led to calls for significant change from survivors, families and campaigners. 7 years after the devastating fire that claimed 72 lives, activists are demanding immediate action, criticising both the pace and effectiveness of the response. Calvin Benson from Justice for Grenfell expressed outrage at the prolonged process, questioning the government's commitment to genuine reform. It's been 7 years, he said, and yet we still see dangerous cladding on buildings and safety concerns remain unaddressed. The government's inaction is unacceptable. Natasha Elcock of Grenfell United also condemned the systemic failures and the continued negligence that led to the disaster. The report's findings are a stark reminder of the systemic issues that persist. As the voices for justice grow louder, the question remains, will the government finally listen and act? Stay with us as we continue to cover these critical stories, bringing you the voices and experiences of those fighting for change. Local government workers across England and Wales are at a critical juncture as they vote on a strike ballot following a significant offer for pay increases. The Unison Union has called for a $3,000 or 10% increase, citing years of wage stagnation and the rising cost of living. This move comes in response to ongoing funding cuts and an underfunded public sector, which have left many workers struggling to make ends meet. The ballot follows a consultative vote in which the majority of Unison members rejected the National Joint Council's pay offer of $1,290 or 2.5% for 2024 to 25. Workers, including teaching assistants and refuse collectors, are using this opportunity to demand fairer compensation and to highlight the severe funding issues impacting their services. Support for the strike ballot has been strong, with union leaders and members rallying to ensure high participation. The campaign is seen as a critical step to put pressure on the new Labour government to address the long-standing issues within local government funding and pay structures. This push for improved pay reflects broader discontent among public sector workers who are increasingly vocal about the need for systemic change and better support amid ongoing austerity measures and budget cuts. As the votes are cast and the results await, all eyes are on the government's next move. Will they heed the call for fairer pay and improved working conditions, or will the struggle for justice continue? Stay tuned as we bring you the latest updates on this unfolding story. As the TUC conference kicks off this weekend in Brighton, trade unions are set to challenge Labour's economic policies and approach to workers' rights. The TUC and GFTU are calling for more substantial investment and a comprehensive industrial strategy to address decades of underinvestment and economic weaknesses. The TUC's Paul Nowak and GFTU's Gawain Little are advocating for significant changes, including a wealth tax and revised fiscal rules. These changes aim to support economic growth and improve living standards. Their calls come amid concerns that current policies may not be enough to tackle the deep-rooted issues in the British economy. The conference will also address the contentious issue of the winter fuel payment and the potential impact of Labour's economic strategies on public services and workers' conditions. As debates continue, there is a growing push for Labour to deliver on its promises and provide clearer, more impactful plans for economic reform. The discussions at the TUC conference highlight a crucial moment for Labour. Unions and activists are pushing for policies that genuinely tackle the needs of workers and foster long-term economic stability. Will Labour rise to the challenge, or will it face increasing scrutiny from those it aims to represent? Stay with us as we delve deeper into these pivotal moments shaping the future of the UK's workforce.
If you like what you hear, consider subscribing to Union News via Spotify, Amazon Music, or YouTube. If you really like our project and want to see it grow, donate. Details are in our show notes. Thanks for listening to Union News.